Since the coup in Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traore had plans to reclaim the country's gold mines. In doing so, he had to kick out all the foreign companies working in Burkina Faso, mining gold and exporting it out, at Burkina Faso's loss. Those companies included all. In other words, despite hostility toward France, Ibrahim Traore decided to treat all foreign companies equally. This meant no favorite company would be allowed when other Western companies would be kicked out. But nobody expected that a Russian company would face the same consequences. Just recently, Burkina Faso canceled the gold mining licenses of various companies, including a Russian giant called Nordgold. You should know that Burkina Faso has come closer to Russia, forging deeper ties and doing nuclear deals and military cooperation. That's when one is forced to think, why would Captain Ibrahim Traore cancel the license of a country he has called a strategic ally? What made him angry that he decided to kick out a Russian company, creating a difficult situation between Burkina Faso and Russia? Let's find that out in this video. Since the start of Ibrahim Traore's tenure, he overhauled Burkina Faso's mining regulations to boost royalty rates during prosperous periods in response to a dip in gold production. The West African nation raised the minimum royalty rate for gold prices exceeding $1,500 per ounce from 5% to 6%, as per a decree issued by the military government. The rate was further elevated to 6.5% for prices ranging from $1,700 to $2,000, and 7% for prices surpassing $2,000. Gold production in one of Africa's primary producers plummeted by 13% to 58.2 tons in 2022, resulting in the closure of at least 5 mines due to security concerns arising from 2 coups. Despite stability clauses governing the state's stake in mining operations, there were no corresponding provisions for royalties, impacting both existing and prospective contracts. However, accusations of favoritism were directed at Burkina Faso. But the nation refuted claims of bias towards Nordgold regarding a gold mine permit. The mines minister clarified that the permit wasn't granted to Nordgold solely because it is a Russian company. Despite Nordgold being under US sanctions, the government awarded the company a gold mining permit in December. Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo's assertion that Burkina Faso engaged mercenaries from Russia's Wagner Group sparked controversy. Burkina Faso denied compensating Russian mercenaries through a mine, but refrained from confirming or denying any agreement with Wagner. The conflict in Burkina Faso's northern region adversely impacted gold production, leading to mine closures and decreased productivity. The UK-based company Endeavour Minning's Banu mine recorded a 35% decline in gold output during the initial 3 quarters of 2022, compared to the same period in 2021, partly due to delays in securing necessary security escorts. Despite facing numerous challenges, Burkina Faso aspired to elevate gold production and enhance control over its security situation. Plans encompassed the construction of a gold refinery to amplify the value derived from mineral resources, attracting interest from potential investors. However, back in the time, Nordgold, the Russian gold mining company, closed its Taparko mine in Burkina Faso due to escalating security concerns. The company reported daily threats against its operations and staff, with access to the mining site near the tri-border area of Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali, becoming nearly impossible, posing a threat to personal safety. Alexander Hagan Mensah, the Director General of Nordgold's subsidiary Société des Mines de Taparko, stated that the company is compelled to halt mining operations due to force majeure and security reasons. The staff was directed to follow evacuation plans and management directives. Details on evacuation procedures and the status of employee contracts were not disclosed. The Taparko mine, located in Namantenga province, about 200 kilometers northeast of Ouagadougou, produced 53,500 ounces of gold in the first 9 months of 2021. In recent months, the mine has experienced multiple attacks by militants. You should know that Nordgold holds a 90% stake in the Taparko mine. with the Burkina Faso government holding the remaining interest. This closure coincided with Nordgold's exploration permit for a new gold mine at the Yimiugu site in Burkina Faso, granted by the military-ruled government. The permit allows for an estimated 2.5 tons of gold production over 4 years, contributing to the government budget and the local mining development fund. In the context of pro-Russia protests in Burkina Faso since a military coup on September 30th, the country granted Nordgold an exploration permit for the new gold mine. But how important Nordgold has been for Burkina Faso? Nordgold, the Russian gold mining company, established its initial 2 mines, Bissa and Bouli, in 2013 and 2016 respectively. The successful track record of launching these mines highlights Nordgold's ability to identify high-quality projects, efficiently execute construction, and initiate mining operations with minimal ramp-up periods. Bissa, inaugurated in January 2013, marked Nordgold's first foray into mining in Africa. The construction was completed within the specified 15 months, staying within budget and achieving an impressive payback period of 21 months from commissioning. In September 2016, Nordgold expanded the Bissa mine by adding a heap leach facility at the nearby Bouli deposit. The decision to construct Bouli resulted from Nordgold's prosperous exploration program, uncovering a substantial low-grade gold deposit near the existing Bissa operation. The construction of Bouli was completed on schedule and within budget, taking 13 months, with a payback period of 33 months from commissioning. Bouli operates under Bissa's management team, sharing infrastructure such as camp and mess facilities, the analytical laboratory, the Taiban raw water reservoir, power generation, mobile maintenance, and warehouse facilities. The geographical proximity enables economies of scale, taps into local geological expertise, and benefits from a well-trained workforce. Cutting-edge solutions are implemented throughout the production value chain, incorporating the Wenco Fleet Management System, the LAS Fuel Management System, and the Laboratory Information Management System. You should know that Nordgold maintains a 90% interest in both the Bissa and Bouli mines, with the remaining 10% owned by the government of Burkina Faso. The combined Bissa-Bouli operation sustains over 2,300 jobs, functions as a modern open-pit operation with selective mining of ore categorized into laterite, saprolite, transition, and fresh. The processing plant employs a conventional carbon-in-leach circuit, producing doré on-site. Interestingly, Nordgold's investment in Burkina Faso has totaled $1.3 billion since 2009. Unlike Western gold mining companies that invest minimal amounts, taxes and royalties paid to Burkina Faso amount to approximately $560 million, becoming one of the most profitable mining operations for Burkina Faso. Not only that, but 95% of employees are Burkina Faso nationals, and Burkina Faso maintains a 10% stake in both mines. Recently, reports surfaced revealing that the citizens of Burkina Faso, already contending with poverty, have been denied an estimated $16.5 million in gold mining royalties. This substantial sum, crucial for supporting essential public services, was forfeited due to a special low-tax agreement made by the former dictator with Nordgold. This amount significantly exceeds the $11 million allocated by the West African country for nationwide school supplies this year. The beneficiary of this favorable tax deal is Nordgold, owned by one of Russia's wealthiest individuals, Alexei Mordashov, with an estimated fortune of $19 billion. Burkina Faso, designated by the World Bank as a least developed country, grapples with a life expectancy of 60 years among its 19 million population and a modest literacy rate of 36%. Presently, Burkina Faso stands as Africa's 4th largest gold producer, with 75% of its total exports comprising this precious metal. This surge began in 2002 when gold prices experienced a significant upswing. Concerns about the government's insufficient benefit from the commodity prompted an increase in royalty rates on gold in 2010, under the rule of the then government of Blaise Compaoré, a brutal dictator. Compaoré's government introduced a new floating royalty mechanism tied to the world gold price. If the gold price was below $1,000 per ounce, the existing 3% royalty would be maintained. However, if prices exceeded $1,000 per ounce, the rate would rise to 4%, reaching 5% above $1,300. Notably, Nordgold's Toparco mine was exempt from these new rates due to a contentious agreement made 15 years earlier with the mine's previous owner. Since 2011, Toparco has yielded gold worth over $1 billion. A contract from 1995 revealed that the previous owner, Canada's High River Gold, secured a deal with Compaoré's regime, fixing the royalty rate at 3% for the entire mine life. Calculations based on Burkina Faso Minister of Mines, gold production data indicated Nordgold's savings of $16.5 million due to this low-tax guarantee, known as a fiscal stability clause. These deals, introduced to attract foreign companies uneasy about uncertain fiscal and political environments, have become controversial as they override any future changes to a country's legislation. Surprisingly, the Burkina Faso government seemed to have forgotten about this clause in 2011, by which time the mine had been acquired by Nordgold. Halidou Bokoum, director of Nordgold in Burkina Faso, reported that in 2011 the government attempted to charge Toparco higher royalties. Nordgold's complaint led to confirmation of the continuity of the tax regime. Nordgold's own disclosures and annual reports confirmed a consistent 3% royalty rate, resulting in a $16.5 million saving, despite gold prices exceeding $1,000 per ounce. This leads us to the conclusion that the license cancellation might be due to the expiration of the license issued years ago. As that license was issued by deciding the terms and keeping taxes low, Captain Ibrahim Traore decided to cancel the license instead of renewing it. If the license had been renewed, the tax percentage would have been kept the same. But Captain Ibrahim Traore wanted to renegotiate the terms. Here's a reminder to please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black culture, history, civilization, and identity. Let's continue now. Nordgold claims that it has made substantial contributions to Burkina Faso's economy, with over $320 million paid to the government since 2009. However, critics, including Kwesi Obing of Oxfam International, emphasize the issues with fiscal stability clauses. These clauses often asymmetrically protect mining companies, undermining the state's ability to mobilize its fair share of revenues for sustainable development. Compaoré's ousting in 2011 opened the possibility for Burkina Faso's new regime to negotiate or annul the contract. However, such actions could lead to costly international arbitration. Nordgold's anticipated increase in gold production from Toparco may result in even greater royalty savings. Toparco is just one of Nordgold's mines in Burkina Faso. Its largest gold operations are at Bisa and Bouli, generating triple the revenues of Toparco in 2017. Notably, these mines do not benefit from stability clauses. Fiscal stability clauses, introduced to secure low tax and royalty rates for companies, have become contentious, limiting a state's ability to align fiscal policy with evolving economic priorities. This issue extends beyond Toparco and underscores the challenges faced by governments dealing with multinational companies in the extractive sector. In 2019, Nordgold significantly increased its capital expenditures for the development of its 3 mines in Burkina Faso, surpassing the $145 million mark compared to $62 million in 2017. This underscores Nordgold's status as one of the leading gold producers in the country, making substantial economic contributions to both the nation and local communities. Nikolai Zelensky, CEO of Nordgold, underscored the company's dedication to Burkina Faso, noting, "Since 2009, we have invested over $1 billion into Burkina Faso." The successful launch of the Bouli mine in 2016 solidified Nordgold's position as the second largest gold producer in the country, achieving an annual production exceeding 360,000 ounces. Up to the point of license cancellation, the Russian firm also faced security challenges in Burkina Faso, coupled with Western sanctions impacting its gold exports and strained relations with the junta. In response, the company has identified a buyer for its Taparco mine and is actively seeking potential candidates for its Bisa and Yimiugo sites. You should know that Nordgold operates as a gold mining company with assets in Russia, Kazakhstan, Burkina Faso, Guinea, and Canada. In its historical context, Nordgold originated as Severstal Gold, a gold-producing subsidiary of Severstal, the Russian steel company owned by Alexei Mordashov. In the early stages of 2007, Severstal acquired mines in Kazakhstan and Russia. By August 2008, the company gained control over additional mines in Kazakhstan, Russia, and Burkina Faso. From late 2010 to early 2011, Nordgold secured control over the Leifa mine in Guinea. The company separated from Severstal in 2012, becoming a publicly listed entity on the London Stock Exchange. The Bisa mine in Burkina Faso was launched in January 2013, with further expansion in September 2016 at the nearby Buli deposit. In September 2018, Nordgold inaugurated the Gros mine in Russia. On February 9, 2017, Nordgold announced its intention to cancel the listing of its global depository receipts from the London Stock Exchange. In June 2021, the company disclosed plans to go public again, aiming for a market capitalization of $5 billion with a dual listing in London and Moscow. While Nordgold's production initially centered on Russia, it later expanded to West Africa, which currently contributes about 2/3 of the company's gold production. As of December 31, 2017, Nordgold reported proven and probable reserves of 15.2 million ounces of gold, with measured, indicated, and inferred resources estimated at 33.6 million ounces. Alexei Mordashov commands a significant 99.08% stake in Nordgold, establishing him as the primary shareholder of the company. In light of the Russian invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, Alexei Mordashov faced sanctions imposed by the US. Subsequently, he relinquished control over 1.1 billion stakes to his wife, Marina Alexandrovna Mordashova. In June 2022, Nordgold itself was also subjected to sanctions. Born on September 26, 1965, Alexei Alexandrovich Mordashov is a Russian billionaire businessman. He assumes the role of the main shareholder and chairman of Severstal, Russia's largest steel and mining company. As of March 2022, the Bloomberg Billionaires Index estimated Mordashov's net worth at $21.2 billion, positioning him as the second richest person in Russia. In the Forbes 2021 ranking, accounting for the assets of the entire family, Mordashov claimed the top spot among Russian billionaires with $29.1 billion in wealth. However, the Forbes 2023 rating relegated the Mordashov family to 5th place with a fortune of $29 billion. Mordashov's name emerged in the Panama Papers and FinCEN Files leaks. A company affiliated with Mordashov financed several of Vladimir Putin's projects and made substantial contributions to close Putin associates. As a consequence of Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine, Mordashov became the subject of sanctions. According to the EU, Rosia Bank, in which Mordashov holds a financial stake, is deemed the personal bank of senior officials reaping benefits from the annexation of Crimea. But does canceling the license mean Burkina Faso's relations with Russia have been strained? Well, no. This event is something very common, given that Burkina Faso and Russia are thinking of collaborating on every frontier and a whole new level. Their ambitions are far greater to be affected by something so common as this. The reason why the license of Nordgold was canceled is not because there is growing hostility between Burkina Faso and Russia. Rather, it's because Burkina Faso wants to renegotiate the terms of the agreements. Because Captain Ibrahim Traore is in close contact with Vladimir Putin, the new terms might offer a substantial stake to Burkina Faso. Therefore, the license was cancelled, so a new one could be offered, based on terms set by Burkina Faso. Not only does this show increased autonomy on Burkina Faso's side, but a new approach to doing fair business, even if allies are involved. But as for Russia's relations with Burkina Faso, they were never deeper and closer before than they are now. Some supporters of the military coup in Burkina Faso were seen celebrating with Russian flags, expressing a desire for their nation to pivot its allegiance from France to Moscow. Demonstrators said that they didn't want France anymore. They said that they were there because they wanted the defense of Russia. They clearly said that France had not done anything that gave them success. France has been providing military assistance to Burkina Faso during its 6-year conflict with armed groups linked to Islamic State and Al-Qaeda. Earlier this month, Colonel Assimi Goïta, the leader of neighboring Mali, welcomed mercenaries from the Russian private security company Wagner, known for its close ties to the Kremlin. These mercenaries took control of a military base in Timbuktu that had been vacated by French troops in December. During the demonstrations in Burkina Faso, participants displayed pictures of Goïta, and they held a march in solidarity with Mali. Analysts suggest that in recent months, there has been a growing anti-French sentiment and a shift toward Russia. Mali's utilization of Russian involvement is perceived as a bargaining chip. After the West African bloc ECOWAS imposed sanctions on the country for refusing to hold democratic elections within the next 5 years, activist François Béogo, who attended the demonstration, emphasized that the French should allow Burkina Faso to manage its own affairs, adding that without French involvement, soldiers could reflect on organizing and freeing the people. Meanwhile, the Russian organization that trains troops in the Central African Republic has offered military support to Burkina Faso. The decision of Burkina Faso's new de facto leader regarding this offer remains to be seen. Since the past year, Burkina Faso has been governed by a military junta, aiming to broaden its global alliances, notably leaning towards closer ties with Russia. That's why recently, the government of Burkina Faso signed a memorandum of understanding for the construction of a nuclear power plant with Russian help. The objective of this nuclear facility is to fulfill the energy requirements of the population. This agreement was formalized during the Russian Energy Week in Moscow, attended by Burkina Faso's energy minister, Simon Pierre Boussim. The statement underscores that the memorandum aligns with the expressed desire of Burkina Faso's president, Captain Ibrahim Traore, conveyed during a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin at the Russia-Africa Summit in July. Russia's State Atomic Energy Agency, Rosatom, stated that the memorandum is the first document in the field of the peaceful use of atomic energy between Russia and Burkina Faso. It paves the way for collaboration in utilizing nuclear energy across various sectors, including industry, agriculture, and medicine. As of the end of 2020, just under 23% of Burkina Faso's population had access to electricity, according to the African Development Bank. Going nuclear can help Burkina Faso fulfill its energy demands efficiently, with only 1 in 5 citizens in Burkina Faso having access to electricity. The country ranks among the least electrified globally, coupled with one of the highest electricity costs on the continent. The nuclear plant aims to support Burkina Faso's government goal of achieving 95% electricity access for urban areas and 50% for rural areas by 2030. Additionally, the project is anticipated to bolster ties between Moscow and Ouagadougou. For Moscow, establishing allies in Africa is crucial for garnering support in its war in Ukraine, especially with the vacuum left by France's military withdrawal from all 3 Sahel nations, where anti-colonial sentiment is on the rise. Not only that, but nuclear cooperation will also allow Burkina Faso to have nuclear secrets in creating nuclear weapons. That's the reason the West is more scared of Burkina Faso, instead of being only hostile. In a separate development, Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu engaged in discussions about military cooperation with Burkina Faso's Defense Minister, Colonel Kassoum Coulibaly, during a meeting in Moscow. Shoigu expressed appreciation for the growing positive momentum in relations, emphasizing mutual respect and consideration of each other's interests. Burkina Faso's interim president, Ibrahim Traore, asserted that Russia has become a crucial strategic ally. However, he rejected the notion of Russian mercenaries supporting Burkinabe forces in their conflict against armed groups associated with Al-Qaeda and ISIS. It becomes clear that canceling the gold mining license of Nordgold isn't a surprise for Putin. Rather, it's coherent with Ibrahim Traore and Putin's grand ambitions for deeper and stronger collaboration that offers benefits to both countries. What do you think? Did Captain Ibrahim Traore make the right decision? Or should he have allowed the Russian company to stay, issuing a new license? Let us know your thoughts on the new powerful approach Captain Ibrahim Traore is using, which is to treat every ally equally. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We have decided to bring videos on something nobody talks about: the Black culture, civilization, history, and evidence about how glorious Blacks have been. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.